Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Oh, right. Yeah, my mind is completely in other places right now. Don't forget to leave a like. It's a free and easy way to support the channel. Thank you for everyone out there who likes the video every day and who also leaves a comment because it helps out with the algorithm. I know things keep getting crazier and crazier, and not that I predicted this by any stretch of the imagination. However, things are getting a little bit too crazy, and I don't know how to handle it. I wish that was a joke. It's more of I've been in this market for a while, and everything that we have happening now feels weird isn't the word. It's just more of it's kind of all happening at the exact same time. So you kind of assume that things will take place in a slow manner. You know, it takes time to do things per se. However, in this case, the levels of adoption are so weird and so intense that I sometimes, and I'm, so anyway, don't mind my brain. It's really like it's crazy. We've been hearing about these, like the adoption that's supposed to take place, but every single day that I wake up and I look for news is kind of like extends and goes even further. The craziest part is that all of this, as far as we are getting the news, is supposed to start and happen in January and trail into March. You've heard me say that a lot of times in the last couple of weeks. All the adoption, all the companies, all the countries, all the cities, all the price predictions that we're getting, especially the price predictions, are all revolving around January, February, and March. Last we heard, before that, is that the US was going to start accumulating Bitcoin. Got it. That turned into rumors that there were 3 states within the United States that were going to start buying Bitcoin. That turned into 4 or 5. That was the Pennsylvania, Florida, Texas, Connecticut. I forgot the other ones. Don't judge me. There's a lot going on. And that transformed into, if you saw one of the more recent videos, we heard that apparently 13 states within the United States are getting ready to. This isn't, so from the news that we've been getting, and I'll give it to you this way as well. This is kind of what freaks me out, because it's not that we're hearing in 2027 this might happen. In 2030, we're working on it. We're gonna try and get there. It's January 2025. This is going to happen. The news that we have right now extends on that even further. And I've once again been proven wrong by my timetables, because I didn't assume that it would be this dramatic this quick. The guy's name is Dennis Porter, Porter. It says he's the CEO and co-founder of the Satoshi Action Fund. He is prominent on Twitter. He's one of the few people, I don't know him, but he's one of the few people, when he talks on Twitter, I actually listen. It's him and the other guy, Dr. Profit. There's someone I think who copied Dr. Profit's name, but I think it's spelled out. You also know because he has like 500,000 people following him on Twitter. Like, his predictions are also like eerily spot on. He's the guy for the last couple of months who was like, yeah, we're going up to 71,000. We're going up to 74. It's going to hit 81. It's going to go back down a bit. It's going back up to 86. We're going to go to 95. Then it's going to go to 103. Then it's going to go back down to 96. I mean, he's been like really like creepily spot on with all of his predictions. So these are the 2 people. I don't follow them, but I see their posts all the time. And Dennis Porter is one of them. Dennis Porter works with, as far as we know, a number of congressional members and senators, and also apparently has been in discussion directly with people who run individual states. He's the one who initially told us about, like, I think there's a state that's going to do it. No, wait, there's a couple of them. And that's when we heard from Connecticut and Florida. He's the one who told us the number 13, that there were 13 states who were going to be adopting Bitcoin. Dennis Porter, co-founder and CEO and co-founder of the Satoshi Action Fund, has stated that there are now in work, that they're working on 20. He says there are now 20 Bitcoin reserve bills that will be introduced at the state level. The majority of this 20 will be introduced in January 2025. This is crazy. And are based on the Satoshi Action Fund's SBR, the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Models. From what we've heard, Dennis Porter, Max Kaiser, Michael Saylor, and fourth person. I don't think it's Novogratz, but there's a fourth person somewhere here. These are the people who've been telling us for a while that they've been in discussions with multiple world leaders, state leaders, what have you, in discussions with them explaining like how to start accumulating Bitcoin. You might remember a couple of weeks ago when we had the news that Michael Saylor had been in discussion with, I think it was Microsoft, and I want to say Amazon. I don't remember. I think Microsoft was definitely one of them. These are the people who go around basically like, hey, here's how you do it. Here's when you should do it. Yada, yada, yada. Dennis Porter is one of these people. I think he also closely works with Cynthia Lummis, the champion, as far as I can tell, of like Bitcoin adoption within the United States. Because every single time we hear about this woman, she's like losing her mind talking about like how much legislation is like going to happen and what's going to take place. And she's also apparently been helping in the drafting of these actual bills. So the reason why, if you hadn't noticed, why this is so significant is because it's not 2027, it's not 2029, it's now, and it's happening really quick. It's not like an actual discussion. It's more of a like these bills are being produced and they're going to be voted on. As far as I can tell, the process will be they'll be voted on at the state level or whatever actually has to end up happening, either a yay or a nay, and then we'll see which ones go through. I assume that the majority of, if not all of them, will go through, because I feel like at this point there's not really a choice from the standpoint of we know that a large portion of policymakers around the world are holding Bitcoin and crypto. And I think any nays will probably be people who aren't in the space. I don't really know how to say it too nicely. But yes, Dennis Porter has said that at the state level, 20 states are creating Bitcoin reserve bills, and they will be introduced starting this month. The strategic Bitcoin reserve bills will be introduced in the Senate or the House, where they would be pushed for a hearing. This is insane. I don't know how really what else to say. Like, I honestly have no idea because my brain is completely fried. Because I text my friends, I send them screenshots, we talk about stuff, and we kind of like, this is crazy. Can you imagine? Blah, 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 blah. Then the next day, it keeps like mounting further and further and further. I told you before, I think the first things that will do it will be states, cities, and provinces, as we've seen Sao Paulo and Vancouver and yada, yada, also talking about it. But I think this will be like the actual major catalyst that gets everyone else into it, especially if we end up seeing that $1 billion. I think it's 1.3 or $1.6 billion go into Bitcoin just within Florida. Yeah, that's another update that we currently have right now. I'm terrified to see where prices go this year. We had predictions of $250,000 Bitcoin based off of the halving alone, just the halving. The ETFs are buying up all the Bitcoin. The other day, there was an inflow of $1.1 billion. MicroStrategy, I think, just recently bought again or something, or I think 2 more times, or they also re-announced, if you missed it, that they're also trying to raise another $2 billion on top of their last 2 purchases. That doesn't have to do with the $42 billion that they're also trying to raise to buy even more Bitcoin. So I think it's going to be a wild year, like really though. I think it's going to be a great year for making money, especially when China starts printing money again and the Fed starts printing money. But like, where does this all go? I had an expectation that we would not see any kind of adoption like this for another 10 to 15 years. January, like this is all happening now. Like that's the crazy part to me. So, right. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all have been doing stuff to your portfolio as needed. Just in case all this news actually ends up happening, because it's probably going to happening. And we've been going over this for a number of years, and I'm still in general dismay at the idea that there are people who don't have any Bitcoin after hearing consecutively for almost 9 years, every 24 hours, what's happening with this coin. Right? I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, paying attention, and supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.